have you ever wondered how manifestation works, why it works, what's the secret behind it? The amazing thing about manifestation is for it to actually work in your life, you don't actually need to know how it works. However, when you have some understanding of how the laws of the universe works, not only are you better at co-creating your own reality, but when you pick one of these things that I'm going to tell you to hold on to and start to have a belief about, that is going to make you a better manifester because belief creates reality. If you're new here, I'm Alyssa, and I remind you of who you are and the superpowers that you have as a spiritual being having a human experience. Manifestation. First of all, why do you even want to know about manifestation? Because it will change your life. Manifestation will set you in the driver's seat of your car and it will let you live a life beyond your wildest dreams. Before I found manifestation, I was sad, running around in circles, in a lot of toxic relationships, and I didn't understand why life was happening to me. However, I was happening to my own self because I didn't understand these things about manifestation. And when I did, my life completely changed. I'm going to explain 3 different theories of how manifestation works, and it doesn't really matter which one you like the best. Whichever one you like, whichever one resonates with you the most, I want you to grab onto it, and I want you to, like I said, pour more belief into it and prove to yourself that this is the truth. Because the more you have belief that manifestation works, the more you understand these principles, the funner and more exciting your life will be. All of these 3 theories are based in the same idea. They're based in the idea that you are not really creating anything. Everything already exists. You are just deciding what you want to experience in your life. This is even scientifically proven. When the Big Bang happened and, we all exploded everywhere and matter came to be, basically, it is said by scientists that all the matter that was always here is still here now. Everything that was connected, once connected, will always be connected. Nothing can be created or destroyed. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only change form. So what does this say about manifestation? This says that if nothing can be created or destroyed, what you desire and what you are going to manifest in your life already exists for you. You just need to get on the same frequency of it. Okay, the number 1 theory I'm going to give you about why manifestation works. This theory is a more scientific one, and you may or may not have heard about it. This theory of how manifestation works has to do with the RAS, the Reticular Activating System. The RAS, or Reticular Activating System, is in your brain. And basically what it does is it deletes, distorts, and generalizes all the information that is going around you at all times. There are billions of pieces of information flying around us at all times, and we are not aware of all of them. Because if we were, we would probably have a heart attack. There's so much going on, not only physically in matter that you're not even aware of, like colors around you or numbers you might see or little dog hairs on my shirt that if you're not thinking about, you won't notice. There is also other frequencies going on. There are spiritual realms that we're not aware of. There are other frequencies at different levels of reality that we're not able to experience. For example, there are certain dog whistles that dogs can only hear. Those whistles are at a certain frequency that the dog is aware of that frequency, but we as humans aren't. But the sound is still there. It doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It just means we're not tuned to it. So what does the RAS, Reticular Activating System, do for you? It is your brain deciding what is important for you and allows you to focus on it. So you walk into a room and there's billions of bits of information going on per minute, and your brain is going to focus on what you have deemed important. It is trying to help you. It also might be trying to keep you safe. So when you're in a crowded room, like you're at a party and someone says your name, you're going to hear that from across the room, whether they're calling you or not. Oftentimes it's like if you're a mom and this would happen with me and my mom when we'd go like clothes shopping. Anytime someone said mom, if we were in different dressing rooms, if it wasn't me, she would just automatically hear it and think that it was her because she's attuned to hearing a kid say mom, especially when she's not able to see where her kid is. This is also why if you have decided you wanted a specific car, like when I got a white Jeep a couple years ago, Why does everyone have a white Jeep Cherokee? I see them all the time. Sometimes it's really difficult to find my car in a parking lot, but specifically when I decided that I wanted a white Jeep, it's like everyone in the Los Angeles area bought one. Did they? No. My RIS is focused on what's important to me. What's important to me? Finding my car when it's in a parking lot. This is also true for our goals. When you have decided that something is important for you, your brain is going to focus on that and be able to see that. But this can also work in the backwards way. Let's say that you're trying to manifest something in your life and you have a limiting belief that, let's say you're manifesting a new job, but you have a limiting belief that you can only make X amount of dollars, or that you're not good enough to have a specific job that you want. There could be jobs all around you that are perfect for you, but your RIS would not even let you be aware of it. Like you could see, I guess they don't do this now, but when people used to put up signs for like jobs, there could be a literal sign of, let's say you're a life coach. Life coach is needed, and your brain will distort and get rid of that information because it doesn't deem it important if it doesn't feel like it's something that you can actually have. This also happens in relationships. Before I'd done a lot of self-healing, I was only attracted to guys that were toxic for me. I could only see men that created a trauma response in me because my brain felt safe with people that were emotionally unavailable or treated me in a certain way. That's what was familiar to me, and that's all that I was aware of. I met my soulmate a long time ago and was not even able to fully see the beauty in the relationship that we could have because my RIS could only see toxic people as someone that I could be in a relationship with. Because that's what was familiar to me, and that is all that I believed it was possible. I'm glad to say I've healed it. And once you start to heal it, you start seeing amazing people around you. You find your soulmate. How does the RIS help you manifest? Well, once you have started to clear limiting beliefs about yourself and you have really decided what you want, you've written it down. Studies actually show, and I don't know how they know this, but that if you write down a goal or something you want to manifest, you're like 70% more likely to get it. So I always write what I'm manifesting down, and it works. Your brain is going to see this as important. It's going to see these things as important. You can prime your RIS to help you manifest. For example, when you are visualizing what you want and you're getting in the feeling place, that's going to become familiar to your brain, and your reticular activating system is going to be aware of people like the people you're trying to date, friendships like the friends you want to be friends with, opportunities to make more money. What you make familiar to your subconscious mind, your RIS is going to go out and find it. So manifestation has to do with what we focus on, we are aware of. And we cannot be aware of things in our physical reality that we do not think are important. We can't manifest what we don't believe we can have. We're not even aware of it. Like I said earlier, everything is already created. What you want already exists. If you have a desire for something in your heart, it exists on an alternate timeline, but it exists here and it is calling you towards it. It exists. It's up to you to get your frequency in alignment with it so you can be aware of it and you can manifest it into your life. The second theory, which is my favorite one, also has to do with everything already existing. I teased on this one earlier, but this is the idea of quantum leaping and parallel timelines. So what does science tell us? Energy can only be created or destroyed. Everything already exists. It also tells us that there are parallel versions of us existing on other timelines. Some scientists even say that whenever you make a decision, and I don't know if this is a decision as small as what kind of coffee to order at Starbucks, but definitely when you make a big decision, like who are you going to marry? Are you going to move to this town? Are you going to get out of this relationship? Are you going to go for your dream job? Two realities split up. You exist in both of those realities simultaneously. But these realities, you can go in and out of. You can weave in and out of the two realities based on what you're thinking, what you're believing about yourself and your reality, what frequency you're vibrating, the choices that you make, and who you are being. So what you want already exists. The version of you living in their dream home with their soulmate exists. The version of you living your dream career exists. The version of you that's a millionaire exists. If you can imagine it, it's because there's a version of you living that reality calling you towards it. So this kind of manifestation is super fun because I like that idea that I don't need to create anything, that what I want exists and it's just up to me to get my frequency in alignment with that version of me that's already living that in my life. And this has worked for me. Quantum leaping to me is when something happens so fast that like you couldn't have gotten there by taking physical action in that amount of time. And this happened to me 2 years ago. I've talked about it a lot on a lot of different videos, but it was because I was having dreams of my life now. And it is vastly different from what it was. Now, I guess it was about 3 years ago. But my life was so different. And there was this version of me that kept showing up in my dreams that had these things that I wanted in my life. And I was so confused because I was like, why am I dreaming about this person? And why am I dreaming about this home? And like all this sorts of stuff. But once I realized that it was what my soul desired, I did the limiting belief work, I quantum leapt to a new reality. That version of me has been living this life longer than 3 years. I just hadn't caught up to it because I was in a lower vibration. I wasn't thinking like her, I wasn't acting like her, and I definitely wasn't behaving like her. But once I did, I collapsed timelines and I jumped to a reality. So manifesting is the idea that you exist in so many different options on so many different timelines, and you can have whatever you want because you already have it on another timeline. It's just up to you to shift your beliefs, your thoughts, your feelings, your frequency, your actions, and who you are being in order to jump to that parallel reality where what you want already exists. The third one is not so scientific. This one is actually a little creepy to me, but I also can see how it could be true. And if this resonates with you, it's a good way to think about it because it almost, whichever one resonates with you, if it feels believable to you, it's going to be easier for you, like I said, to manifest because you're going to think this is the truth about reality. And let me tell you, belief creates reality. You're going to just vibe with that way and it's going to be easier. You're not going to have so many limiting beliefs about manifestation because once you decide that this is how manifestation works, you don't have, your brain is like happy that it has, it's like your brain is happy to have something to know that it already works. Like we don't need to know how gravity works. I don't want to drop these because these are my angel cards, but if I did, they'd fall to the ground, right? I just accept it. Once you accept one of these 3 things about manifestation and you start doing the inner work to change your frequency, your thoughts, feelings, actions, and behavior, it will work for you. So like I said, if this one resonates with you, it's kind of a fun one. And I feel like if you really can get on board with it, it might actually be the easiest. The third theory of why manifestation works is that we are living in a simulation. Yes. That we are souls, which we are, but that what's going on is really going on a different frequency of reality. And when I've taken plant medicine, I've done many ayahuasca ceremonies, I've had this feeling that everything really exists on another timeline, and this is just a projection of what we are experiencing for our soul, in our mind. And there have been a lot of spiritual teachers that say everything starts first in a different place, and then it's projected onto Earth. So the idea that we're in a simulation also means, hey, everything already exists. You are just choosing the program that you want to align with to create your life. Like that game Sims, right? I didn't play it much, but I am aware of it. How you choose your character. I guess you go into different places and, you know, you're leaving one room and then once you go to another door, suddenly it's a whole new world. So basically, if we're living in a simulation, you chose the character you're going to be, and you're choosing what programs you're going to put into your mind in order for things to be projected on the outside. This is where the subconscious work comes in, because when we change our subconscious thoughts, which our subconscious is responsible for about 90% of our reality, our outer world changes. When we start to believe that we're worthy, we start having a life of someone who believes that they're worthy. When we start believing we're abundant, abundance literally shows up. When we start believing that we are loved, we attract people who love us. So if you're in a simulation, just decide what program you want to have. It's like you're deciding, I'm going to have this job and live in this house and be with this person. This is what I want to manifest. I'm just going to put the program into my mind like a computer program, and that's what's going to come on the outside. I found this so true when I've done a lot of reprogramming of my subconscious mind. When I finally found out what programs were not serving me, like I said before with relationships, I had this program that people didn't choose me. The idea that I could only attract people that were emotionally unavailable because I was replaying programs from my childhood. I had to literally go into my mind and reprogram those programs. And it is mind-blowing how my life did a 180, how my relationships are a 180, how I feel about myself is a 180. You can also put in programs about yourself to be successful, to be beautiful, to be happy, to be healthy. When you actually reprogram your mind, yes, you start to act differently, but the world actually shifts. It actually can be so creepy and weird in the sense that it's like it's a computer game. I was actually talking to a friend on a hike about this the other day, and I've had many experiences like this. She had been feeling in a place of sort of scarcity, and she decided to go out to dinner with her boyfriend and just like have a fun night and like treat themselves to abundance. And then the next day, someone that she had given a coaching session to 2 years ago literally reached out to her and was like, I need $1,000 package with you and it needs to be done in 3 days. Like, I need to sign up for it in 3 days. Once she decided that she was abundant, she didn't even do anything physically except treating herself nicely. And $1,000 came in the next day. When I was really into prayer work, this was probably like 5 years ago, I was doing this abundance prayer, and I remember being on my couch, and I was kind of in a dark place at this time, but I was really committed to this one abundance prayer. It's in my favorite prayer book. It's usually on my desk, but it's Catherine Ponder, The Dynamic Laws of Prayer. And I did this abundance prayer, and I think I did it for like 2 days. And the next day, I got a check from a TV show that I had done a year ago. I got like an extra $1,500. And I was like, what? Like, it was like, oh, we played the episode one more time. And usually, like, residual checks come in, but they're not usually that big. So weird things can happen when you literally shift your internal self. The outside does change, like a video game. You make a new decision. But I wasn't even, like, expecting that. That's the other thing about manifestation. You don't ever know the how. You just have to know the what. And you have to decide that you are that person. You are that video game character. That's why this one can be the easiest if you can really get on board with it. It's like taking on a new identity. You are the new identity of this video game character. What kind of house do you want to live in? What kind of relationship do you want to have? What kind of friends do you want to have? Take on that identity and put the programs in your mind literally of that program, and it will manifest outward. So what is manifestation and why does it work? Manifestation is the idea that everything already exists. And why does it work? Because nothing can be created or destroyed. We are what make manifesting happen. We align our frequencies. We align our beliefs. We are inside deciding how life gets to work, and that is what's projected outward. Manifestation is always working. That's the thing. You're always manifesting. It's just, are you manifesting what you want or what you don't want? So which of these do you find to be the most interesting, and which resonates with you the most? Number one, that it's the reticular activating system, that we are just only aware of what we believe to be true about reality, and our brain is literally not showing us anything else, or that we're aware of what we do want to manifest when we get on board and we're able to see that. Two, that we're just constantly quantum jumping between different realities and we are deciding which reality is going to manifest for us. Or three, that this is all a simulation and you're just video game character. A spiritual video game character. A spiritual being playing a cosmic video game. And now that you know this information, your RAS is going to be more aware of manifestation and how you're manifesting in your own life. The fact that you listened to this, it went into your subconscious mind. So there's a part of your brain that's going to be more aware of how you are creating your own life. It's going to be more aware of your limiting beliefs and what you need to change. It's going to be more aware of what's working for you. And if you do the work to put the programs in your subconscious of what you are seeking to see on the outside of reality, your reality is going to shift and you are going to manifest your best life. You absolutely deserve it. Your desires are a gift from the universe. Go get it. Much love.